Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. This was a very unexpected video because it is so late at night where I am. And I was actually getting ready for bed. I have my peppermint tea here, and I got hit with this download right as I was kind of preparing to sleep. So I really felt guided to come on with this message. And the download I received is worded in a bit of a strange way. It's not the way that I would necessarily typically word things, but the verbatim message that came through is their karma is seeing you happy with someone else. And I know that this kind of has the undertone of being some kind of revenge or something like that. And I don't mean it that way at all. What I mean by this title is it seems as though there is someone from your past who really dropped the ball with you romantically. If this message is for you, which by the way, this will only connect with a very specific group of people. So as I always say, only take what does resonate for you in a personal way. But what I'm getting is there is a person who took you for granted, who took your presence and your energy, and I'm hearing your rarity for granted. So they didn't realize how rare connecting with someone like you really was. So you can tell I'm mixing up my words since it's a little bit late here. Bear with me, but this message really wants to come through. So essentially, this person had a window of time where I feel that you made some serious exceptions for them. But the thing is, they don't even know the kinds of exceptions that you made for them. When I say exceptions, I mean, I feel that typically you wouldn't give this level of time or energy or attention to a person who wasn't reciprocating with you back, but you made an exception in this case because something in your soul was pulling you to do that, to offer this person. I'm hearing encouragement. Maybe you encouraged them in a certain kind of way, or you cheered them on or tried to encourage them to follow some kind of dream or to better their life in some way. And while it was deeply meaningful to them on some level, they also took it for granted because they didn't realize how special the gift was that they were receiving from you. In fact, I'm hearing that they didn't even really fully process or realize the true value of that gift consciously. The reason being, they were so accustomed to you giving them that kind of energy or attention, which by the way, so much of this was actually behind the scenes. When I talk about the energy and the attention that you gave them, I'm actually not necessarily talking about the conscious conversation, interaction, although that may have been part of the equation. I'm hearing that maybe 1% of it, but the 99% of the energy that you gave them was actually subconscious, and that's why they didn't realize how valuable it was. Essentially, you took them under your umbrella of light, so to speak. And I talk about this a lot on the channel, but essentially people who are connected to you in the quantum realm subconsciously through forming some kind of conscious bond with you and then having that bond kind of fed and strengthened back and forth, people in those kinds of connections with you, whether you communicate with them often in the physical realm or whether you never see them or communicate with them at all, regardless, they're receiving a huge benefit from being connected to you in this way. They often receive luck, opportunities, good things may just spontaneously happen to them. They may have some measure of divine protection, all because they are connected to your energy in a way that gives them a natural, well, I should say an artificial boost in their own vibration in a sense, because it's not really their energy bringing that luck or bringing those opportunities necessarily. It's the boost they're getting from being connected to you in these instances. Now, the problem is many people who are connected to you in this way will take it for granted, and they will actually begin to believe that the luck, the opportunities, the good manifestations are all entirely their own, that it's their own energy. And so when they are cut off from you or cut off from your energy, they believe in some cases that you cursed them or something, but you didn't curse them. You simply removed your energy from their life. We see this very often. There are examples of, for example, couples where in some instances, let's say just in this example, that the husband is taking the wife for granted in the connection, in the marriage, and yet he is succeeding and thriving in the workplace, and he has an amazing social circle, and he has this glow about him. And he doesn't realize that the reason for all of that is because the feminine, which in this case is the wife, although of course masculine and feminine energies don't have to be gendered in particular ways, but let's just say the feminine energy here is the wife in this instance. The wife is the one here that is supporting and uplifting the masculine, the husband here, and creating this kind of umbrella of light and protection and good fortune through her own energy and the energy that she generates. But if he begins to take that for granted and thinks it's all his own original energy, and it somehow gets to his head, or he begins to build a bit of an ego off of that, and then decides that he's going to throw out the relationship or the marriage, he may be surprised in this instance to find that once that connection is severed, many areas of his life may begin to fall apart. If he was taking the feminine here for granted and not realizing that she was providing this energy, this boost vibrationally, so to speak. And of course, that is absolutely not to say that a person cannot generate their own energy field, because of course, anyone can do that. And the masculine and the feminine, of course, can both do that. And I believe we all have a balance of both energies within each of us, but do tend to carry a more dominant polarity one way or the other. But of course, we can generate our own energetic field and raise our own vibration. But the thing is, when you are someone who is a very high vibrational being naturally, and you cultivate that energy within yourself behind the scenes, people who haven't yet learned how to generate their own energy for themselves in that way, or maybe who don't even have a concept of energy, vibration, etc., they may gravitate towards and latch onto you and your essence and your energy, because on some level, they make that correlation that they're getting a boost from being around you. But then again, often they take it for granted in the longer term. And that is what happened with this person coming through this reading. And what I'm getting is when they were around you or connected to you, they began to really grow. And I'm seeing movement, like maybe they moved to a new place or a new home, or they moved to a new job or a location. But I feel that I'm hearing promotion. So maybe it was a literal promotion or more metaphoric, where their life was beginning to expand and open up. I'm also hearing opportunities. I feel powerful people were beginning to notice and maybe give this person certain opportunities or chances to succeed or to share themselves in a new way. But what I'm getting is all of that kind of started to get to this person's head or their ego, because they didn't really have an understanding. Sorry, I had a voice crack there, but this also could speak to this person's throat chakra now being affected as they are cut off from your energy. And we will talk about that. But what I'm getting is, yeah, these opportunities, this good luck, everything they've been experiencing, it's been going to their head because they've been believing that they did all of this on their own. And so I feel that they began then to distance themselves from you, or to kind of ghost you or go cold or cut you off in some kind of way. I'm hearing to make you feel irrelevant to their life or to them, whatever that means for you personally. And the thing about this person is, when they did this, you didn't stop sending them energy cold turkey. I actually feel that you left the door open for them and you continued to keep that connection with them alive in the quantum realm, meaning even as the two of you were physically maybe separated or not in communication, you still held so much love and care and affection for this person. You would often think of them, miss them, wonder about them, send them a lot of energy. And so this served to actually still strengthen their aura and boost their vibration, almost as though they were still physically connected to you, although I'm hearing not quite to that extent. So there is a little nuance here, because while you sending them that energy after they disconnected from you did give them a boost, it wasn't quite hitting the same as when the two of you were together. And they have been noticing that, by the way. You may even be noticing as you look at this person and you look at their life, you may be thinking to yourself like, wow, it kind of seems like they aren't as happy or as fulfilled or as inspired, or I'm hearing they're not themselves. That might be what people around them are even saying to them, like, you don't seem like yourself. But the thing is, that's because that glow that they had about them, that vibrancy, that zest for life, that inspiration, a lot of that wasn't even them at all. It wasn't their original energy. It was the attachment and connection to your energy. But again, they didn't realize that. They assumed that was all them. That was all their personal energy. And so what I'm getting is that, yes, that door has kind of still been open for you. I do feel that you actually left this person, I'm hearing a grace period, a window of time where in one way or another, you were signaling to them in the quantum realm, you can come back anytime you want to. Like, you can still connect with me. I'm still open. I still hold this high regard for you. There was like this open flow of energy between you in the quantum for a while, but there was always a time limit on that, because I feel deep down you always knew that that door wouldn't stay open forever. And I have to say that if this reading is for you, that door for you may be closing, at least for now, with that person. And when that door closes, they're going to feel it. Now, for some of you, maybe you've already closed the door. But what I'm getting is what closes the door is the entrance of someone new in your life. This signals the closing of that door. And they feel it in a very strong way. And what I'm getting is that their karma is to watch you be supported and loved and adored and taken care of by someone who can actually appreciate the kind of energy that you bring to the connection and into the equation. And I see this person being hit like a ton of bricks with this sense of regret, because if or when, well, not if, I feel if this reading is for you, this is happening, but when they sense or see you moving forward with this other person fully, that is when that door between the two of you in the quantum completely shuts and they get completely cut off from that kind of energy that you were sending them. And I'm hearing, oh no, like that's the moment where they realize, oh no, I wanted that energy. I didn't even realize how much beautiful energy I was getting from collective until I lost it. I didn't even realize that they were still sending me all of this beautiful energy that was helping me, supporting me, uplifting my life until it was withdrawn. And again, this seems to go hand in hand with the moment that you fully open your heart to this new connection and really begin to lean into it when this new person or energy enters your life. Now, for some of you, that new person or energy may be someone that you've already met, that you're already connecting with. For others of you, this could be someone you've been sensing. But in either case, I'm hearing that this person is essentially going to be forced to see you loved and cared for and supported in all of the ways that you gave them the opportunity to do. But again, they didn't take that opportunity in the past. And I actually feel it wasn't just one opportunity. I feel like you gave this person several chances, that you opened multiple doors for them. In fact, I'm hearing you held the doors open for them beyond the expiration date of the spiritual contract, meaning I feel like this person was seemingly completely gone, and yet you were still extending this grace period. I'm hearing like you gave them multiple extensions. You kept this grace period open for them much longer than you ever really needed to, because you really wanted to make it work with them, or you wanted to give them that opportunity. But it's deeper than that. On a spiritual level, you actually were perceiving into a potential timeline where you and this person were connecting in that way. I'm hearing power couple. So on this potential timeline, you and that past person were creating something together. You were, I'm hearing, producing something, maybe like a work of art or something of that nature, a business. I'm not sure what this is for you, but I feel like you and this person were somehow working together, either literally or spiritually in real time, while being physically and romantically connected on this other timeline. And I feel part of why you kept the door open for them so long is because you knew that this potential timeline was so beautiful, but you also knew that in order to connect with that timeline and materialize it physically, they would have to make the choice to move forward with you as well. And they were not making that choice. And so what I'm seeing is that recently there's been a shift, and you've felt this shift in your consciousness first. It's been the shift. Did you feel it? I felt almost like this ripple of spiritual energy right there. The shift in which a soulmate, a very high level soul connection or energy, has entered the sphere of your consciousness. They've connected with you in the spiritual realm or energetically, and you've been sensing it, or for some of you, they've already showed up physically as well. And I'm getting that this regret isn't actually limited to this one person from your past. This soulmate coming in for you is so powerful and so energetically aligned with you. I'm hearing something about this connection is going to literally light you up. It's going to make you glow in a way that every soul that has ever been romantically bonded to you and dropped the ball or couldn't handle or sustain a connection with you or wasn't willing to sustain a connection with you, they are all going to feel the shift and feel a pang of regret seeing you and the way you glow with this new person. Even if you haven't communicated with some of these individuals in months or years, they're going to feel that regret. So it's not just limited to this one person. I feel for some of you, this actually may be multiple people from your past. I'm hearing answered prayer. Maybe the entrance of this person is an answered prayer for you, or someone that you manifested or were trying to manifest for a long time. I'm also hearing near misses. So you may have had many people or energies in the past that felt similar to this person's frequency, but something was just a little bit off. And I'm hearing that song, God Bless the Broken Road. And I feel like for someone listening to this reading, that really connects with your love life, because you're going to be blessing your own broken road in love. You're going to be deeply grateful for all of the connections that didn't work out, for the people in your past who showed you their true colors so that you could walk away. You're going to be grateful that you were not seen and not understood by certain people in your past, or not appreciated, because all of that has led you to this person who can truly hold you and see you and understand you in your full light. What I'm getting here as well, and what you're going to be blessing the most, is your own courage. Your own courage the entire time through this journey, and not settling for any less. For always having an awareness that there is a connection out there for you that truly can, I'm just hearing, hold you in all that you are. Because I do feel that there were many connections in your past who could hold you or understand you to a certain degree, but it's like you would go so far and then your intuition would start kind of nagging at you, start kind of like nudging you that something wasn't right or that you needed to leave, and you couldn't always fully understand why. At times you may have thought that maybe you were just being too perfectionistic or your standards were too high, but no, that was never the case. You've always just been someone who's deeply intuitively guided. And so through your love life, you've allowed your intuition to guide you in and out of different connections that were all actually preparing you in a way, because they were activating this profound depth of self-love within you, which, by the way, another message I'm getting is this person we're talking about, this soulmate that's entering your life, is someone who can only connect with you when you fully know and understand yourself, when you have come into this deep level of self-awareness and self-love within. So if you've aligned with this video, I feel that this is your sign that you've reached that point, and that is why you are now attracting in this very powerful soulmate connection. So if you would like assistance in shifting your energy, magnetizing yourself for your highest vibrational timeline in love, then I highly recommend my Love Magnetism Subliminal meditation. This is super powerful for charging up your energy with love, with positive intention, and it will reflect back to you in so many ways in the physical world. This is one I personally use every single day. And I notice so many positive, loving, wonderful connections and interactions happening throughout my day whenever I meditate with this. I also recommend, if you are trying to manifest contact from someone in your life, my Break No Contact Subliminal. This is one of the most powerful I've created. I receive testimonials from people all the time telling me that this allowed them to manifest contact from someone they haven't heard from in a long time. In some cases, even when the person had them blocked. So I've heard stories of someone, for example, who meditated with the Break No Contact Subliminal, and the person they've been wanting to hear from actually unblocked them after having them blocked for 2 years and contacted them. In another story, someone manifested contact from someone they hadn't heard from in 8 years. So I've heard the most amazing stories from this subliminal specifically, but of course in my Subliminals app, Sound and Soulful, I do have subliminals for all areas of life, for love, relationship, appearance, business, money, manifesting specific things, energy clearing, and so many other things as well. There is so much to explore in the app. So when you sign up for a 7-day free trial, you get access to every subliminal I've created in 10 different background sound options. You can read the affirmations while you're listening, and you can even create an unlimited number of your own personal private playlists. So the link to get the Subliminals app and try it free is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But I'm going to go ahead and close this reading here. I hope that this was helpful for someone. I hope it delivered some kind of message to you. If so, I would love to hear from you in the comments section. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. And of course, I would love for you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. Have a beautiful remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in the next video.